biggest topic of conversation with me to executives for the last couple of weeks. Obviously, you're always talking about Durant and then Donovan Mitchell, but this is what they remain a gawk at it. I was one executive who was, I wouldn't say he was making fun of them, but he was just like, they were thrilled internally that they were able to keep Jaden McDaniels and thought, boy, that was a real win in the deal that we kept Jaden McDaniels, because Jaden McDaniels is a interesting developmental player. Anyway, the point the guy was making was like, they were, evaluating the trade afterwards, like, man, we kept Jaden McDaniels, as if they got a win in that negotiation.
And Danny Ainge is swimming in picks. He's doing like back pedals and stuff and all the picks that he got.
Yeah. So
backstrokes.
This is one of those deals that we could discuss it routinely for the next 5 to 8 years, just like we did that Nets Celtics deal. It all depends on how this works. Now, I think this, Gobert is at least still in his prime, unlike Garnett and Pierce, who were clearly past their primes.
Mm-hmm.
But the price is higher. And the other thing is, it's not real clear to me that when the games really, really matter, and granted, Bontemps is right, for the Wolves, the games that matter could be the ones that get them into the playoffs proper, not even the play-in. Those are the games that could matter. But when you get into when the really is, chips on the line, like they were against Memphis, nobody is 100% sure whether Gobert and Towns can be out there at the same time, whether that's going to work.
Well, and you might be putting Rudy back in a similar situation as he was in the playoffs with the Jazz, where he's going to have to clean up a lot. Now, I think Jaden McDaniels is a better defender than anybody that he played with in Utah. Royce O'Neal is certainly a try-hard guy and a quality defender, but he's 6'4". McDaniels is 6'10", athletic. And then, not that scoring points was the Jazz's problem in a lot of their playoff failures, but I've said it before, I do think that these are the two best offensive talents that Gobert has ever played with. Now, Donovan Mitchell is a better offensive player to this point than the Ant-Man, but I think you can look at the Ant-Man and project him to surpass Donovan Mitchell. And then, Cat, for as much as we make fun of him, he does have an argument for one of the greatest shooting big men of all. Not one of his argument is he is. I'm never gonna. I need to.
He's a tremendous scorer. Just whatever else you want to say about him, he is an incredible scorer.
Look, they have 2 all-NBA players. The guys were all-NBA players, Gobert and Karl Towns. They're all-NBA players. And Anthony Edwards has all-NBA.
He might be an all-NBA player this year, Anthony Edwards. Like that it wouldn't stun me if that happened. It surprised me a little, but it wouldn't stun me.
As much as we're talking about the fit on the defensive end come playoff time, I do think how it all comes together offensively is going to be very interesting. Is Gobert going to spend a lot of time in the dunker spot? Is he, what he does best is pick and roll, dive hard to the rim, lob threat. Well, if he's doing that, how involved is Cat going to be? Is Cat going to be, spend a lot of time spotting up on the weak side?
Cat loves to shoot. We know that.
Well, I was going to say, if that's the case, you've got to make sure that Cat's getting up 10 or 11 threes per game, which is not a bad idea. But I do trust Chris Finch to figure out how to make all that work. I do give him credit for being he's a
really smart offensive coach.
Yeah, really smart and creative.
And an Ohio State fan.
I won't hold that against him.
He averaged 6 threes a game last year, Towns.
That should go up.
I'm sure it will. Be surprised if it won't.
Bontemps, let me ask you this before we move on. D'Angelo Russell is the last year of his contract, $31 million this year. What do they do with D'Angelo Russell?
I think they're going to try to trade him. That'd be my guess. I think they're going to try to turn him into a better player. That's the other thing that is worth looking at with this team is that's sort of the one chip that's sitting out there, right? It's like they've got this $31 million expiring contract. But if you look at it, like they've got their big three. Now they've got this other salary slot. What do they turn it into? Because to me, that's the one interesting sort of looming question with this team. If they could take him and turn him into a couple players that better fit around those guys and give him some more defense and some more, some more of the kind of stuff they maybe need in the playoffs. I think their ceiling goes up that much higher. Well, I meant more defense around their other three guys. Anybody is going to do more defense than D'Angelo.
Defense.
Yeah.
I look at D'Angelo Russell a lot like I look at John Collins in Atlanta. And we're talking different positions, different contractual situations, but these are guys who big salaries, and I don't think they're there much longer, right? And the question is, can the Hawks flip Collins for something that makes them better? Can the Wolves flip Russell for something that makes them better?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.